This year, I did it. Inktober, invented by Jake Parker, is a month-long challenge to improve your inking skills. There's a list with prompts for each day to inspire you to make an illustration. From there, it's totally up to you. You can make an ink drawing focusing on the line work like Jake Parker, or add context and color like Dimitris. I'm not sure about you, but inking scares the shit out of me. Every mistake you make is super visible, so for a long time I avoided Inktober. Until I saw the one made by Dimitris in 2022. He didn't just use the prompt list to make illustrations, but he used those prompts to narrate a story. A story all about this character, Gecko, having a really bad day. So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna give Inktober a try. But I wanted it to be good. So I designed some guidelines or design criteria. Like mentioned before, I wanted the whole Inktober to be a story. All images needed to have a consistent style and it needed to be funny. Then I went to my favorite art store and looked for some great materials. It took me nearly 5 hours, but eventually I found some nice fine liners and some great paper that could handle ink. Since everything was going to be posted on Instagram, I was going to use a squared frame with the prompt above it. And I thought it would be nice to use rounded corners. Having these design criteria already made my life a lot easier. But if I wanted to turn this list into a story, I would have to somehow link everything together. So I grabbed my sketchbook and started writing and doodling, and developed an idea for the first few days. To make my life easier, I switched to Photoshop, designed all the frames, made the first sketches, and experimented with some color. I'll be honest, I definitely used Dimitris' drawings as inspiration for color, and decided to go with a warm gray plus some primary colors, which is also in line with my brand dr.Draw. So I added another rule to my list, and started on my first drawing, which turned out pretty nice. Mostly warm grays in this area and a hint of red. Doing all this preparation worked and I started to feel really confident about this Inktober. It was gonna be amazing and maybe I could turn it into a comic and publish it. Until I started to make mistakes. Take this panel for example. No rounded corners. So I made another one. And day 3, path. I liked the panel, but I wasn't really digging the bright red with the bright blue. And the walking pose could have been drawn better. Day 4, I made this. But then just before I was about to post it, I read bombs away instead of bombs away. So I redid it. In the first 4 days, 3 things didn't go as expected. And right from the start, I was confronted with my perfectionism. Although I started with a pretty low bar, experiment with Inktober, in my imagination I had raised it to publishing a comic. So I had to go back to square one. Why did I started this Inktober? Well, I'm not sure about you, but I love all things related to comics, animations and telling stories. Dimitris' Inktober inspired me because it was a story, but my own Inktober, I was looking through a straw at my own illustrations. Those mistakes weren't really mistakes. I should look at the big picture. Lesson learned. It's not about the illustration, but the story. So I continued and eventually got to day 16, where I started to use a blue background. And while I wasn't really happy with it, I still posted it. I thought it would be nice to add some blue, but I was wrong and now I was stuck to it. But on day 23, when the context changed, I was able to change the style again and went back to a black background. And a few days later, I decided to go with a light background. If we zoom out, we can see I used 4 different styles. Those with a warm gray, a blue background, a black background, and a light background. Although I set out to use one consistent style, I eventually used 4 different styles. And nobody cared. As an artist, it might feel weird to switch styles, but your audience doesn't care at all. Actually, we should see style as a tool to enhance a certain part of the story. Inktober doesn't mean do one thing, you can play and do whatever you want. This is the biggest lesson I learned from Inktober. It's okay to make crap. At least have fun while making crap or learn from it. And it doesn't really matter if you get likes or comments it's more important to make the work and to share it. Speaking about likes, these are the top 3 liked by you, the audience. But if I had to pick my favorite 3, it's these 3. Map, because in the image before, a seagull shits and the shit contains a map. It makes 0 sense and I just think that's funny. Massive, because I was laughing while making this drawing. Our hero has a massive. And last but not least, spicy, because the scene switched from a romantic scene to an anime extreme-ish thing. But the thing I'm proudest of is that I finished it and I shared it, which is, I think, the most important part of the artistic process. It's great if you have ideas, but it's amazing if you can realize them. But I'm curious, what's your favorite scene from my Inktober? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I want to thank you for watching. Stay diggity drawing. Adios. And started writing and doodling. Doodling, experiment with Inktober, with a certain part of the story Betty. But the thing I'm proudest of. What am I proud of?